stupid partner. A barber won Zola with him. Barbers can't make a lot of money by grooming people. Zola also cannot make much profit by weaving cloth. Both of them are very tight. And because of tension, someone's wife can't see someone saying I didn't buy this and I didn't buy that. The wife just kept saying mitter all day and night. Can attack, and this is tolerable. One day Zola went to the barber and said, I can't stay at home because of my wife. The barber replied, brother. That's what I said too. Don't look today, the back house has not kept the bark on my back. Zola asks, well brother, can't it be prescribed? The barber said, let's go, brother, let's leave the country and go abroad. The bride will not find us there, I can't even tease you anymore. Indeed, one day they ran away from the country. As they went from country to country, they came to a dense forest. At that time, a tiger came roaring and stood in front of them. Zola is trembling with fear. The barber quickly took out a mirror from his bag and held it in front of the tiger's face and said, I have already caught this tiger. Zola. You take out the rope and tie up the tiger in front. The tiger saw his own image in the mirror and thought, they don't know how big Palawan is. Caught a tiger. The rope is being pulled out to tie me up again. Zola is still shaking. Night came with darkness in the forest. There are no houses nearby. If you stand there, you will have to go to the tiger's belly. There was a big tree in front. The two argued and climbed that tree. What happened here? The tiger who was scared and ran away, he went and told all the tigers, 2 guards have come under the omak tree. They have caught a tiger. I was also tied up with a rope. I have escaped this retirement. None of you go that way. The tiger that wrapped in the tiger said, what is Palawan? Can humans with tigers? Let's all come together to see. Militant tiger Sinji tiger Mamdu tiger Kunt tiger Kutkut tiger all, the tigers roared and reached under that tree. It's a dark night, the tiger's roar is above it, the pair of tigers' eyes are shining in the darkness. Not seeing that, Zola is trembling with fear. As the barber says, Zola. Be brave. Zola trembled. Then the barber tied Zola to a tree branch with a rope, but the tiger cannot reach them because they are in the trunk of the tree. Then Jandaral said to the tiger and all the tigers, look, one of you get on my back, another get on his back, another get on his back like this. Climb up and bring those 2 people down with your paws. As soon as the upper tiger goes to touch Zola, Zola with the ropes trembles and falls to the ground. The barber said from the top branch, Zola. You first tie the tiger from the ground with a rope. I am tying all the tigers one by one from above. Hearing this, the tiger below thought that he would come to bind me first. Then he raised his tail and ran. Then another tiger fell on this tiger, another tiger fell on that tiger. The barber said from above, strengthen the belt, strengthen it. Not even a tiger can escape. All the tigers then escaped. After spending the rest of the night in some way, the next morning Zola and the barber arrived in the kingdom of another king without forest. The king is sitting in the palace. At that time, the barber took Zola with him and appeared before the king. Maharaj, bow down. The king said, what do you want? The barber said, we are 2 brave warriors. I want your job here. The king said, if I don't see how brave you are, I can't give you a job. There are 10 wrestlers in my palace, if you can defeat them in wrestling, you will get a job. The barber said, with the blessing of the king, I will surely destroy them. Then the king fixed a day for wrestling. The barber said, Maharaj. How many people would gather to see wrestling? He built a house in the field. If there are rain and clouds, people will go there and take shelter. A huge thatched house was built in the field by the order of the king. At night the barber went quietly and cut all the ties in the house with his razor. The huge thatched house somehow stood on stilts. The next day, thousands of people gathered to watch the wrestling. The king has come, the queen has come, the minister, Kodal, Patramitra, no one is left out. In the middle of the field, the big wrestlers of the Rajbari are using all the rules of fighting. At that time, the barber and Zola, dressed as wrestlers, are present in the middle of the field. The people around saw them and clapped their hands. The barber then jumps with Zola and goes this way and that way, and pull each door of the house. The house collapses. Everyone in the meeting was surprised. The wrestlers of the royal palace thought, oh, I don't know how big these Palawans are. With a wave of his hand, he broke such a large 8-story house. If we fight with them, they will break our hands and feet like the house. Let us run away. When they ran away, the barber stood in the middle of the field and puffed his chest and said to the king, Maharaj, call your guards immediately. Let's see how strong they are. But who wrestles with whom? They have already escaped. The king then appointed Napit and Zola as commanders of his kingdom. Zola and the barber are very happy after getting the job of commander. A tiger came out of nowhere and caused great havoc in the state. Yesterday's goat was taken away. The day after tomorrow his cow was taken away, then the people also started to be taken away. The king then said to the barber and Zola, if you can kill this tiger, I will give you 2 of my daughters in marriage. The barber said, what is this difficult work? But I will have to give a barashi weighing 5 mons and a whole Aztec lamb. By the order of the king, an iron barashi weighing 5 mons was made. The barber then learned from the people where the tigers are most troublesome and at what time the tigers come. Then the barber tied 7 or 8 goats with that barashi and tied it to a tree with an iron chain. Then he took Zola with him and sat on the tree branch. Many nights, the tiger came and swallowed the bird with the big head, stuck it in the big head and started roaring. In the morning, the people called the barber and Zola killed the tiger with a stick. The king is very happy. Then he gave his 2 daughters in marriage to the barber and Zola by playing drums. After marriage, one has to take the wife to the residence. Zola is afraid to go home alone, asks the barber to go with him. The barber said, Beta Zola, how do I go to your home? I also have to go to a different residence with my wife. You are not afraid I will be very brave. This said and pushed Zola into the living room. Going to the house, Zola wants here and there. Oh, how many lanterns are flickering. And how many colored flowers fill the bed. Zola cannot decide where to sit. Then Zola sat down on the rug in great shame and began to sweat. After a while, the princess came with a bowl of bean in her hand, jummer 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 of gold at her feet and accompanied by Panchasaki. Zola was afraid. He thought that some Hindu god had come to cut him. He quickly got up and fell at the feet of the princess and said, Mother Thakur, I have no crime. It's all manipulation by that barber. The princess understood everything. This reached the ears of the king. The king then chased Zola and the barber away. The barber angrily says, Stupid Zola. Because of your stupidity, such a job is gone along with the princess. Zola grabbed the barber and said, It's gone. Come on brother, go to the country and kick the wife. He is gone. He is better than living in such doubt and fear.